Hello, it's 6:30 on Monday, April the 22nd, the day Sheffield Wednesday Football Club brought the Rumbelows League Cup home to Hillsborough. It's the region's first major trophy for 2 decades, and tonight in this special calendar report we'll show you how they did it. We'll be talking to the players, to the fans and to the experts. Now, Wednesday last went to Wembley 25 years ago when they lost in the FA Cup final to Everton. The last time they won at Wembley was in 1935. So they really did have all to play for when they stepped out onto that hallowed turf at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. In case you haven't seen it yet, if you're a fan who are at the game, haven't seen it on the telly yet, this is how the game unfolded.
Owen, in for Robson. Owen, loves to fling the ball in early. Might come from McClare.
It's a good ball in, and it was half a chance by Brian McClare. You wouldn't exactly say that it was a miss, but we've seen them scored from there.
There he goes. There goes Hops. Now will Worthington play it? No, he plays the long one this time. It might come. A terrific goal by Sheridan. A terrific goal for Sheffield Wednesday. That really rattled off the post and into the back of the net beyond Les Seeley. And the second division side go into the lead here at Wembley. John Sheridan. What a rifling shot it was. A free kick by Worthington.
Super goal.
And off the post, Seeley made almost an exceptional save, but could only push it onto the post. And Wednesday are in the lead. Hughes. Worthington away. Only Williams is up, but only Irwin is back. Now Williams on the break now for Sheffield Wednesday. Into the path and the left foot of Worthington. And Bruce back superbly for Manchester United.
And wasn't he just, because I tell you, I think that ball was on its way.
Blackmore, Ince. Oh, this might go for McClare. Oh, that's right across the face of the goal. Webb turning it back again. Good work by Turner. Well, that was the most danger that Sheffield Wednesday had probably been in the whole game, with that ball sliding across their 6-yard area after such good work by McClare. There's Sharp's corner. Big high one towards Steve Bruce, and again the head of Nigel Pearson gets there first. Plenty of room here for Phelan to return it, though, into that danger area. And the goal's been given. No, it's not. It's a free kick. Well, United certainly were congratulating each other, thinking that the goal had been given, that Chris Turner had dropped over the line with it.
Well, I booked it as a goal, Brian. I can't see what's gone wrong with this one.
It could only be a foul on the keeper.
Well, I don't think he was touched, to be perfectly honest. Well,
yes, he was. By Mark Hughes.
I'd have given it.
I'm not sure I would, Jimmy, actually. I think perhaps that was... I thought just for a moment, though, he had given it. Blackmore. Here's Ince. Hughes waiting in the middle. Sharp's gone into the middle as well. Into the path of Blackmore, just wide.
Good run by Paul Ince, who's actually come into this game very well in the second half. Lovely ball laid back. Clayton Blackmore, good shot.
Nice little touch there. Robson! What a lovely ball from McClare for Robson.
It was a good move. Again, you've got to say what a good effort that was by Manchester United.
Robson in the end. No, it'll fall for Sheffield. There was a shove in the back on Hurst, but Williams is away. It's gone wide of Seeley, wide of the goal. Here comes Robson. Now Irwin. Oh, there's a chance here. A great save by Turner from McClare.
Well, that could well be the match winner.
That was a fabulous header.
But this is a great save here by Chris Turner. I think he'll get a kiss from Ron Atkinson afterwards.
Pearson now covering as McClare takes the ball up again for Manchester United. Ince is down for the moment. McClare gets the better of King, gets the ball in across there, Blackmore, right across the face of the goal. It looked as though it had to go in. And Madden just brings it away. The wily old professional keeps it into play. He's not going to waste this ball. Finds Hurst with it. Williams up ahead of him. United are really stretched now as Williams goes into overdrive, but Seal is there. 4 minutes of time, and on! Sheffield Wednesday are the winners.
Ron, congratulations. Is that the best cup final for you in view of the fact it was a second division team?
Was it the best cup final? I honestly don't know. All I know is
your own point of view.
We don't think we're a second division team. I know we are, and you'll tell me that. But we don't think we are. We think in the big matches we're a good side, and we've done it today. I mean, we haven't looked out of our depth today, have we?
No, but it was a very tense finish, and United came very strong at the end there.
Yes, just before we had 3 clear-cut chances.
Do you agree with the man of the match, Pearson?
He's had a magnificent season. He's an example now for every player in football. I mean, he's come up the hard way. He's captained the team at Wembley. He's had a great season, but I think there was a lot of good players today for us. We said we were going to come and not be rushed and try and play, keep the ball and pass the ball around, and we've tried to do that.
A lot has been made of the fact that you weren't looking for something over United in view of past history. Is that true?
I suppose, bearing in mind what a great club they are, that's a marvellous achievement for the club. But no, we were looking to do well. We were hopeless on Wednesday at Newcastle. We just wanted to make sure we did it right today.
Maybe, you never know, this could just be the springboard of even better things now for Sheffield Wednesday. Great winners of the Rumbelows final, Sheffield Wednesday.
Wonderful scenes from Wembley yesterday, and Brian Moore was on duty for the match, but we couldn't have this special programme without talking to ITV's own football commentator John Helm, who, quite right, is at the place to be, is at Hillsborough. John, of all the football occasions you've covered for us over the years, all the sporting occasions, let's say, where does Sheffield Wednesday's triumph yesterday rate, would you say?
I think it's a marvellous achievement, Nick. For one reason, the Rumbelows Cup really has been a side issue for Sheffield Wednesday this season because their main priority has been to get back to Division 1. They went down against all expectations, of course, last May, and so their priority was to get their First Division place back, and yet to go on and beat sides like Chelsea and Derby County and Coventry. Now Manchester United has been a fantastic achievement, and I'm really delighted for the city of Sheffield as much as for Sheffield Wednesday. By the way, I wasn't the commentator in 1935 when last they won the FA Cup, of course.
Contrary to popular rumour. Now then, John, this is, of course, a great day for the region because nobody else, no football team has won a trophy for 2 decades in Yorkshire.
Absolutely right. Leeds were successful in 1972 and they lost in 1973. And I think it put a smile back on the face of the county, not just in soccer but for sport in general. Our rugby union side lost at Twickenham on Saturday against Cornwall. We were rather disappointed by that, but this certainly made up for it, didn't it?
And will it help or hinder the promotion drive, very briefly?
For promotion now, it's all systems go. Leicester City come here on Wednesday night. If we can sweep them aside, if Sheffield Wednesday can, they could actually win promotion to the First Division on Saturday. Fingers are crossed here.
And here as well, John. Thanks very much indeed. And from John, we turn to the panel who were in the ITV studio at Wembley yesterday afternoon. That was Gary Lineker, Ian St John and Dennis Law with Elton Wellesby. Now, if you were watching the match earlier on yesterday afternoon, you'll remember that Ian had bet Dennis a £5 that Wednesday would win.
Welcome back for the after-match inquest, joined again by Gary Lineker, Ian St John, and rumours that Dennis Law has left the country, leaving an IOU for £5 for Ian St John are totally unfounded.
I'm not taking a cheque.
There is no cheque. Ian, there you are.
Thank you very much.
And I must say that, to be fair, the best team did win. The best team won, so there's no argument at all.
Well,
I'll get it back.
Of the three of you, we've got to take our hats off to the Saint. I mean, you tipped it from the start.
Well, I said I felt it was the underdogs' cup, this one, anyway, and also the Wednesday were a useful side. And I think they proved that today. They were never overawed at all. And I thought they played what little football was played, certainly in the first half. And apart from a little flurry, Dennis, for your team at the end, really United never played today. I didn't think so. But having said that, Wednesday were first to the ball, they were strong. The big central defenders, you know, stopped anything going through with Hughes and McClare, and I think they deserved to win it.
And the keeper had a marvellous save, didn't he, from McClare? I mean, you watch games and you think, well, it isn't going to be your day, and it just felt that today was not going to be United's day. But they didn't play well, and Sheffield Wednesday did play well. They got the goal, and of course they defended well. And little Sheridan in midfield, I thought, had a superb game. So there is no arguing that the best team did win today, but United didn't play well.
How will United be feeling in the dressing room now? I mean, sad, that's obvious, but do you think they'll be looking at each other and wondering, well, you know, why didn't we play? Why didn't we perform?
Well, I would think so. There'll be a few questions asked, but I would think they'll be trying to pick themselves up for Wednesday and saying, look, let's forget this, it's over, as quickly as you can. The quicker you can do it, the better it is, and looking forward to getting themselves into the Cup Winners' Cup final.
The injury to Les Sealey, Dennis, I mean, you were down at the bench area. There seemed to be a bit of an altercation on the pitch between Sealey and Jim McGregor, which we couldn't quite work out.
It looked at one time as though they wanted him to come off, and Maldonkey was getting changed. In fact, he put on a goalkeeper's shirt. So we thought, yeah, he did, yeah. So I thought he was going to come on, but Sealey obviously didn't want to come off at all. But you just felt in that situation that maybe the best thing would have been for him to come off. But it didn't make any difference in the game, did it? I mean, nothing happened after that to create anything.
I think what happened there was that he's got quite a bad gash on his knee, and they wanted to stitch it up. I mean, you couldn't see a lot of blood, because often when you get that sort of gash, it seems to take 5 or 10 minutes for it to start really bleeding. So they've strapped it up, and he said, no, I'm going to stay on here. Whereas the United physio, I would think, wanted to get it stitched up quickly.
It certainly is a competition in that down the years it's almost favoured the underdog. It's not been a rare occurrence when they've won. It's almost a regular one, isn't it?
Well, we've had some very exciting League Cup finals here. I didn't think this one was exciting. It was a bit nail-biting towards the end, especially with that fiver on the line.
Cool, you've never seen anything like that. I'll tell you what, Dennis. I mean, 66, the last time they were here, Wednesday, a Wembley visit. So for those fans that have travelled down the motorway, you've got to say, well done, lads, and, you know, great for them. United fans, I thought, took it very sportingly, Dennis. They didn't break the windows. They tried to, but didn't quite break them.
Well, if they had been bad, they would have come through, but they weren't. And it is a lovely. This cup final is a lovely cup final, isn't it? It seems to be very friendly indeed. No, I don't think United have any regrets of the fans, because the Sheffield Wednesday played so well.
Yes, they did. I'm delighted for Big Ron as well, because, as I said before the game, he's had his knocks in the game, and he's a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but it's nice for him to bounce back today, and there they are in the dressing room. The big fella might have a glass of champagne, what do you think?
I think he might have an occasional. In fact, he might just have a shandy.
I think it's a bit of a shame that with us not having many clubs in the UEFA competition now, that we can't. This is not a qualifier. This does not qualify you for Europe now.
Exactly. That would have been lovely for them. That would have been an extra bonus, wouldn't it, to have had European football next year, as well as hopefully they get a first division place.
Well, of course, the tragedy about finals, there's always got to be a loser. It's always a sad occasion, but of course, as you say, Ian, for Sheffield Wednesday, second division, to come here and beat United, marvellous.
OK, well, there are the scenes in the Sheffield Wednesday dressing room. We'll be hearing from Gary Newbon shortly with a couple of the players.
How did the Mexican get in there? Richie Barker's having a nosh, the coach there. You would think he'd have been too nervous to do that. He's having a sandwich, a few beers still unopened. He must be waiting for the shampoos to arrive.
Right, let's hear from Gary Newbon.
Richie, it doesn't seem too exciting down here. You left all your energy out on the pitch?
I've left my energy out on the pitch, I think. It was, no, mostly it was very hard the last 15 minutes. I thought the one in the last kick of the match was in from my view, but I thought we coped with them pretty well and controlled most of the game, really.
The hooligans are arriving. Oh,
and he's not played. Golden Palmer, he's the loudest, and he's not played.
Right. Chris Turner, no, you know, we haven't talked about that when I was talking to Ron Atkinson. That was some save there.
Magnificent save. I mean, Chris did exceptionally well. Didn't have a great deal to do, but I mean, that's all about good goalkeeping. When he's called upon to do it, he did it.
Phil King, Phil, come and join us. John Harkes, come and join us.
Right, well, we will be hearing from John Harkes. Right now, John Harkes, yes, the American who didn't quite finish the game.
Well, he didn't finish the game, but you are the first American to play in a cup final and the first one to win a winner's medal.
I think so, yeah, but most important is we got the win, and it was a good team effort, and a bit lightheaded right now at the moment. I'm exhausted. but we've got a big game Wednesday, so we're going to celebrate tonight.
Phil King, for you, I mean, players don't talk about Phil Kings of this world, but it's a great day for you, and you played well.
A lot of people talk about Phil King.
That's right. You tend to take a backstage when you play Man United, but it's a great result, and we'll enjoy ourselves tonight and then get back to what's most important is the league, get promotion.
Let's give a quick...
Well, there was the instant reaction, but Phil King, John Harkes and the rest arrived back at Hillsborough just a couple of hours ago this afternoon. Hundreds of fans, of course, turned out at the stadium to welcome the Cup heroes home, and rightly so. And once they've settled down, gathered their thoughts, Chris Kiddie spoke to three of the team.
Well, here we are with the victorious Sheffield team. Nigel, first of all, your thoughts today, that homecoming, first of all.
Well, I mean, we didn't really know what to expect to start with, but we heard about 20 minutes before we got here that it was quite a big crowd, so you know, we expected some sort of ovation like that.
An emotional welcome, obviously.
Yeah, and the lads are a bit tired now, as you can gather, you know. So,
an emotional time for you on Saturday as well, yesterday rather.
Yeah, I thought I'd try and earn a bit of money by crying like Gaza, but, you know.
Those tears were obviously felt, though, weren't they?
Yeah, of course they were, yeah. I mean, it was a fantastic occasion for everybody associated with the club and our families as well. And we all enjoyed it thoroughly.
Chris, if we can come to you, your thoughts on the homecoming today?
I think tremendous. Especially after the scenes last season when we went down, and then you see them out there today, it's marvellous. I think we've made everybody's weekend yesterday.
You were quite a hero yesterday yourself.
I don't think so. I think the boys behind me and the skipper and John's goal, you know, they're real heroes, and I just have to stand behind them and, you know, stand there.
But not a bad save.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, you know, I mean, I was pleased with it, yeah.
It's all beside him.
That's what I get paid for.
Finally, the man of the moment, John. Have you come down to earth yet?
No, I haven't.
From Mars.
From Mars? No, I haven't sunk in yet. Yeah, we're all pleased. We're all pleased for the club and everyone involved, and it was a good team effort.
And a hell of a goal.
Yeah, I struck it well.
We're bad, was it?
That's an understatement,
well.
Isn't it?
We're bad.
Yeah, I'm just pleased it went in, and I'm pleased for everyone, all the lads.
Chris Beckett. Looking forward to promotion.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we've got to do now.
Wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Did you do?
Chris Kiddie in Sheffield, thanks very much. So much for the team. What about the fans? In a moment, I'll be talking to three of Wednesday's most faithful supporters. But first, Chris Kiddie joined fans in Hillsborough tonight.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Great day for Sheffield.
Best day of my life. Yeah. Best day of my life.
What about yourself,
Super. Brilliant day for Sheffield Wednesday.
It was fantastic. It was brilliant.
Sheffield United can't say nothing bad about us anymore. We've got a cup and they haven't.
Yeah, shouting Man United. Wednesday night were brilliant yesterday. Absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. Oh.
He was watching yesterday.
Yeah.
When you Atkinson from the army.
Made my year, them lads yesterday.
Even Manchester United fans were great.
They were all
shaking hands with us at
lot. They all congratulated.
We don't do some rate money, but they can't put a price on it.
There were no trouble at all.
Put a price on it. And I'm there Wednesday night.
There's some new recruits to the Barmy Army there, weren't there? Two men not quite so young are in our London studio. Joe Ashton, the Labour MP for Bassetlaw, and David Blunkett, who is the MP for Sheffield Brightside. And with me here in Leeds is Barry Butler, a fan who travelled 12,000 miles from Australia just to be here for the game. Barry, was it all worth it?
Well, I reckon if I'd have paid £10,000, it wouldn't have been too much.
You are joking, aren't you?
I'm not. It was a priceless experience.
We heard Nigel Pearson talking about tears there. Were the tears where you were in the game?
Yes, I hugged my young nephew, David Faulkner, and there were tears in my eyes, and I hugged everybody around, and it was a beautiful, beautiful experience.
What about you, David Blunkett? What was the scenes around you at the end of the game? Any tears in your eyes?
There certainly were. Atmosphere was tremendous. You could feel it, you could sense it, you could taste it. The people around, like myself, were just overwhelmed. I think we've waited a very long time for this, and when you've been brought up within the sound of the ground, it makes a tremendous difference when that last whistle goes and you know you've won. And everybody, my eldest son was with me, and two of my friends who'd been helping with the commentary along with Radio 5. I was just with everybody else in that crowd, just proud of Sheffield, proud of being a Wednesdayite, and delighted for the city and for everyone who's given that magnificent support over the last few years.
This may be a hard question, but compared with the other triumphs in other fields that you've had in your life, where did that rate?
Oh, well, you see, there's no comparison between having to deal with the poll tax and politics and enjoying yourself. I've got my priorities right. Being there yesterday, really sharing in that exhilaration with people from Sheffield. It's just smashing. And I want to tell everybody, if you've got a thought about politics of football, stick to football. You get real exhilaration.
Joe Ashton, what did you do? What did you say when the goal went in from John Sheridan?
I was waiting for the alarm to go off and say I was going to wake up at 4:30 and think, oh, what a lovely dream. The best thing I thought was last night at 2:30 in the morning, would you believe, when the lads did a cabaret. You know our song we've got, Praise for Sheffield Wednesday. And every one of them came on the stage and did their act. We even had Ron Atkinson singing New York, New York and The Way We Were. And I'm sure it's on film somewhere. It was absolutely superb. You can't find a Manchester MP in the Commons today. Half of them, I understand, are on the top of Blackpool Tower wondering whether to jump, and the other half are on the end of the pier waiting for the tide to come in.
The one time they thought they might have a chance was the disallowed goal, of course, which we can perhaps have another look at. I just wonder if we can look at the disallowed goal again. Did you think that was a goal at the time, Joe?
Not now. Derek Dooley used to get about 10 every season like that back in the 50s, and they used to count them, but not anymore, and we were very glad they didn't.
Barry, just finally to you, what will you tell your friends in Australia? Can you describe what it was going to be like?
Well, there's quite a few expatriates out there, 1 or 2 Sheffield Wednesdayites too. I'll take a video back and we'll sit there and we'll have a few cold beers, and I think we might have a few good nights together.
Barry, Joe Ashton, David Blunkett, thank you all very much indeed. And I love the scarf, David Blunkett. Thanks very much. Now then, as Joe Ashton well remembers, he was there when they last played at Wembley in 1966. Seems like a long time ago, and indeed it was. Here's a reminder.
Yes, it was 1966. The Beatles were back in Britain after touring America. There was a general election, and Harold Wilson was at number 10. We still had pounds, shillings and pence, and beer was 1 6 a pint, with no breathalyzer. The Queen opened the new high-technology post office tower in London, and miniskirts were all the rage. Sheffield was still the steel capital of the world, and Sheffield Wednesday beat Chelsea 2-0 in the FA Cup semi-finals to reach Wembley.
After only 4 minutes, the final became electric. Jimmy McCalliog in possession. Off an Everton player, his shot found the net. Goal for Wednesday. For the Sheffielders, team and supporters, it was the peak of excitement when David Ford scored Wednesday's second goal. It would have been understandable if Everton had wilted at this stage. They did exactly the opposite. From now on, they were a team inspired. Mike Trebilco beat Springett with a fine shot. Again, it was the 21-year-old Trebilco who scored to make it 2-all. Not even a cup final can prevent the Goodison Park spirit invading Wembley. That Bobby ought to be playing at Twickenham. Everton put every ounce they had into a winning effort. They were twice the team they'd been in the first half. That speedy left winger, Derek Temple, had a great chance and made no mistake.
Well, two people who remember that match very well join us now from our Sheffield studio, Peter Springett and Jerry Young, who's never been allowed to forget what happened. Peter Springett first. You weren't playing, but your brother was.
Yeah, that's correct, yes. 1966, seems a long time ago now.
Now, where were you yesterday?
I was at home. I couldn't afford a ticket.
And what did you think of it on TV?
I thought they were absolutely magnificent. They, every one of them, every man jack of them, they fully deserved it.
And the fans?
Superb. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I've worked at Hillsborough a couple of times this year, and I think they've been a little bit quiet, but yesterday was a very, very good day for them, and they got exactly what they deserved, the Wednesdayites, yesterday.
And Jerry Young, as I was saying next to you, you've never been allowed to forget that your mistake led to the winning goal for Everton in 1966, but did yesterday make up for it just a little bit?
Oh, it certainly did, yes. I really enjoyed it yesterday.
Where were you?
Where was I?
Yeah.
Oh, I was at home as well. Yes, I'm a bit of a home bird, so I enjoyed it.
And what did you do when the goal went in?
Well, I nearly got excited, my wife said. I'm not the excitable type, really, but I think I let a bit of a shout out.
And what about promotion now?
Well, if they do, they've got to do it now. Yeah, too good to stop in the second division, I think.
So, thank you very much indeed, Peter Springett and Jerry Young, and I hope that makes up for 1966 in some way. Now, we've got one more very important thing to do, Barry and myself here in the studio, because a Sheffield brewer, quite rightly, has decided the occasion yesterday at Wembley, and particularly the victory, was occasion for a special beer to be brewed with the Wednesday stripes on. So we're just going to try a quick bit of that. Our congratulations from all of us at Yorkshire Television to Sheffield Wednesday. And we hope, of course, that they win promotion. As John Helms said, they play Leicester at home on Wednesday. Promotion, let's hope, is on the way. And congratulations, Sheffield Wednesday, Rumbelows Cup winners, 1991 from us. Good night.